For treatment of moderate to severe ulcerative colitis, biologics forms the mainstay of the treatment. In biologics, TNF alpha inhibitors are very important, and in TNF alpha inhibitors also, infliximab is having the first line agent role for the treatment of induction as well as maintenance of ulcerative colitis, because it has the best efficacy among all the agents used for treatment of ulcerative colitis. Infliximab problem is it is required to be given intravenously, and development of antibodies over a long term usage is also a cause of concern. Otherwise, infliximab or this other biologic agents can be used throughout the lifelong for maintenance of remission in these patients. Biologics or anti-TNF inhibitors are used in combination with immunomodulators like azathioprine or 6-mercaptopurine. The rationale of using anti-TNF inhibitors in combination with immunomodulators, it reduces the formation of antibody towards the anti-TNF agents, as well as it is having better efficacy. Immunomodulators are required to be stopped after 2 to 3 years of treatment. These are the slow acting agent, and they have higher immunosuppressive effects and higher side effects, and then patient is maintained only on anti-TNF inhibitors. The problem with anti-TNF inhibitors is adalimumab is not having the higher efficacy compared to the infliximab. So with adalimumab, subcutaneous administration is possible. Patient can take the injections every alternate week by themselves. But for infliximab, patient has to come to clinics for IV infusion. The other problem with anti-TNF alpha inhibitors is their black box warning. They are causing increasing chances of infection as well as malignancy. So in patients above 65 years of age and in patients having infections, these are not the preferred agent. Their vedolizumab is used. Vedolizumab is anti-integrin therapy. It is blocking alpha 4 beta 7 subunit, by which it reduce or prevent influx of neutrophils from systemic circulation into the walls of intestine. So if infliximab is not used on because of the contraindications or the side effects, then next best option for induction is vedolizumab. Patient is required to be checked for the infections like hepatitis B virus, hepatitis C virus, and latent tuberculosis before starting anti-TNF inhibitors, because they cause reactivation of tuberculosis and activation of HBV, HCV can got worsened, because TNFs as an inflammatory mediator play very important role in maintenance of the immunity. For tuberculosis also, the preferred test is interferon gamma release assay IGRA compared to the Mantoux test, which is also positive if patient has taken previous vaccination. So IGRA is the preferred test to rule out tuberculosis in patients of before starting this anti-TNF alpha inhibitors. So 3 anti-TNF alpha inhibitors, infliximab the preferred one, the other two are the adalimumab and golimumab. Vedolizumab, as I have told you, is preferred if infliximab cannot be started. The other biologic agent is ustekinumab, that is anti-IL-12/23 interleukin inhibitor. And ustekinumab is a second line agent. The other second line agent is tofacitinib, that is oral JAK inhibitor, the only orally available agent for mild to moderate to severe cases of the ulcerative colitis. Steroids are the other one, but steroids are not preferred because of their systemic side effects, and they are only used for induction, not more than 2 to 3 months of therapy. Problem with oral tofacitinib JAK inhibitor is, in patients of rheumatoid arthritis, it is found that it increases the cases of the thromboembolic complications and deep vein thrombosis. Because of that, it is only kept as a second line agent if patient is not tolerating TNF alpha inhibitors or not achieving remission. And the oral immunomodulators azathioprine and 6-mercaptopurine are advised to be used only in conjunction with anti-TNF agents, and they are not supposed to be used as monotherapy because of their widespread side effect because of the systemic immunosuppression. So this is in brief about treatment and maintenance of moderate to severe ulcerative colitis. These treatments I have told you are as per the guideline of American Gastroenterology Association. um, I'm keeping the link in the description box. You can check by yourself if you have any doubt of this American Gastroenterology Association's recent guideline. Okay, thank you very much. One more thing is, only gastroenterologists should treat ulcerative colitis because frequent endoscopy and biopsy is required. Biologics are having their particular side effects, and these patients are even prone to getting colonic cancers. So, only gastroenterologists should treat cases of ulcerative colitis. Thank you very much.